I am told that Kamala Harris is African American because she identifies as African American. But does thinking something make it so? If Donald Trump identifies as African American, would that make him African American? Doesn't he need African American roots? If I identify with a bowl of green cheese, does that make me a bowl of green cheese? Obviously not. Kamala Harris's ethnic roots are actually Indo-Jamaican. Her father's Jamaican, her mom Asian Indian, and in this video I'm going to talk about mom's side of the family. I'm holding in my hand an article from the Los Angeles Times titled "The Progressive Indian Grandfather Who Inspired Kamala Harris." It's this guy P.V. Gopalan, a leftist, a socialist. And it should be pointed out that socialism is what made India the begging bowl of the world. India was desperately poor because of it. When I was growing up, my family had a ration card telling us how much rice and sugar and cooking oil we could buy. We were on a 7-year wait to get a phone. This is what socialism did to India, and apparently this relic, which most Indians reject. India only became more prosperous. The Indian middle class only expanded when India moved away from socialism. So Indians today reject socialism completely. And it takes a kind of archaic Indian figure like Gopalan and his influence on Kamala Harris, apparently, to want to bring this discredited, ridiculous ideology to the United States. Now I want to talk about Kamala's mom, Shyamala, who is quite a piece of work. She's quoted in San Francisco Weekly saying this: "In Indian society, we go by birth. We are Brahmins. That is the top caste. Please do not confuse this with class, which is only about money. For Brahmins, the bloodline is the most important. My family, named Gopalan, goes back more than 1,000 years." Now, the caste system, unfortunately, is a part of Indian life, but enlightened, educated Indians reject it. It is really sad to see an educated Indian woman boasting about her bloodline and how superior her family is to other Indian families. I think we can trace Kamala Harris's elitism to mom. But now I want to turn to one of mom's traits that is very un-Indian. And that is that Kamala Harris, when she was in her 20s, was in a very flamboyant way dating a much, much older man, Willie Brown, a very powerful figure in San Francisco politics. And here is what the mom, Shyamala, in the same San Francisco Weekly article says about it. "Why shouldn't she have gone out with Willie Brown? He was a player. And what could Willie Brown expect from her in the future? He has not much life left." Think of the ruthless cynicism of this. What she's saying is that Willie Brown can do a lot for my daughter. My daughter doesn't have to do a lot for him because the guy's gonna die anyway. So here you have an Indian mom actually taking a certain calculating pleasure in renting out her daughter to advance the family's fortunes. Now, I admit that all over the world, especially in the third world, there are desperately poor moms who might think like this. But by and large, for an upper middle class educated woman to have this cynical view, I'm going to sort of put my daughter out so she can advance socially by, you may say, levitating her way to the top, this I think most Indians and most Americans would find morally disgraceful.